Hi, I'm Faith.
And I'm Neysa. And this is
Go Ladies, a podcast about navigating life, love,
and so much more
from a 40-plus perspective.
Hey, everybody. It's Neysa.
And Faith.
Thank you for joining us yet again. I just got fussed at by Faith for not taking naps like I'm supposed to.
And it doesn't have to be a nap. It's just rest.
I do rest.
When you rest, Neysa?
When I go to sleep.
When you go to sleep.
Ta-da.
That is not.
That's rest.
When do you ever just say, you know what? I'll get to that later. I'm going to sit down right now. How often do you do that?
It's not often. Look. Are you on your eyes already?
No, I was looking.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I have a demanding new job. I've always worked in fields where I've had a demanding job. That has not changed. And I tend to overwork. I am a workaholic. I understand that as a trauma response to Black women not being appreciated or elevated at work, and we tend to overwork, trying to overcompensate. I recognize that. Look at me, my therapy talk. However, how I fixed it, no. But I'm aware of it. I also recognize that I just got a new job and there's still a lot of learning, and you can't really rest when you're trying to learn and also produce. You're trying to get up to speed, and there's a lot of that going on. And it's not like the company that I work for, which I shall not name, slows down. They don't. Right. It is a very fast-paced, and they pride themselves being on a fast-paced environment. So I am working on that. In addition to that, there's this little podcast that I do with a friend of mine, and we record on Wednesday. I edit, and the new edits take a lot more time because the editing skills have upgraded. So therefore, it's a lot more time. And, that drops. And then the social media that we have to do, which we're not doing really well right now, but we got to talk about it, try to do it better. You asked me a question, answer the question. We're not doing that great on social yet.
We
socialing, but we could do better.
We can always do better.
True.
But go ahead. I'm sorry. You have the floor.
Exactly. Then I have 2 children, and while
grown up, I'll be quiet.
Does your mama not still mother you, even though you grown?
She do. I went shopping over there the other day.
Exactly. Therefore, she went shopping at her mother's. So I said, I take time. I'm a good mother. I take pride in having a good relationship with my daughters. So therefore, take that time. I'm also a good daughter. And there's a lot of things going on in Louisville that are taking a lot of my time and attention. And then, you see me? I'm cute. And I'm single now. And so I try to be outside a little bit. And that takes time and attention too. So we would do all these things and then take a nap.
It's the hand for me.
Top of my hands.
So what have I told you?
That I'm fine and I'm hilarious and you love doing a podcast with me.
That is correct. But also, you will not be able to enjoy any of these other things if you do not take time for yourself to take care of yourself.
I know. I need a clone. If I had a clone, this should be so much easier.
Okay, but you don't. So
can you work on it, please?
Okay, sure.
Elon Musk, doing bullshit, and other people going to the moon and stuff. Can we please get clones?
So this all started.
iRobot.
For a minute, not the iRobot.
Oh, that's the Terminator, though. That's the happens to the Terminator. Let me let it alone.
Exactly. Speaking of socials, Neysa posted a beautiful picture laying down, but then it was I should be folding clothes
because I had laundry to do.
Okay, you gonna get to them clothes? And so I merely responded, letting you know how proud of you I am for taking it easy. That was not shade. Even if it's for 15 minutes, Neysa. Just to do nothing for 15 minutes. I'm not even saying go to sleep. I have gone and laid down before and not gone to sleep. I'm just let me just step away from the computer, lay down 10 minutes, and then I get right back up.
Fall asleep though.
You do. You fall asleep when you stop moving.
I do. I fall asleep
So
fast too.
we need to find other, whether it be going outside, if you're home or wherever, go outside, get some fresh air.
True.
It doesn't have to be a long whatever, but just something to step away from screen time, from I gotta focus, I got it.
That is true. So my former boss, who I truly enjoyed, hey Jason, he made the comment one day, 'cause I took some time off, and he was like, you do know whenever you take time off, you're going to a doctor's appointment. I was like, mm-hmm. He was like, you don't have to take time off to go to a doctor's appointment. And I was like, okay. He was like, you know, you can just take time off. And I'm like, oh yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
You
I
need it.
know I'm an anomaly. And I know I have a cousin, Miss Jonah Joyner. Let me pronounce my own cousin's name right. And so she has an organization called Drink First Then Pour. And she is a DEI coach and speaker and all these amazing things because she's just kind of fabulous. But drink first, then pour. She often preaches that mantra to everyone. And it's something that I struggle with, but I think I've gotten a lot better with it.
I'll give you that.
Thank
and you can do more. As someone who's often wanting to do more, let's do that more.
But are we going to talk about your schedule?
My schedule's crazy. My whole weekend is booked up right now.
See?
I'm tired.
It happened yet.
It hasn't. My weekend is gone.
You might need to lay down too.
Oh, you didn't have to tell me twice. I'm gonna lay down. One thing about it, I'm gonna lay down. I'm gonna take a day off to do. I have a day off coming up. They were like, "Where are you going?" Nowhere. I'm taking a personal day. Oh, that's great. At my job, I celebrate it. Go for it. I'm doing nothing. And I'm okay with that. Then my nothing is I'm gonna go to the gym because that's
important to you.
My health. And then I will most likely come home and just rest. I'll do some housework, but it's not top of my list. It's gonna be shower. I may even soak. Who knows? I'm gonna get back in the bed, take a little nap, and then I'll get up refreshed. But that's my form of resting and being rejuvenated.
I did a version of that this past weekend. I did not do nearly as much as I had on my list.
Okay, thank you. You're getting there. This isn't a completely like fuss at Neysa zone. I just, we love having you around. So
I like being around.
Gotta do those things that
I am realizing more and more though that people that have it all together have a lot of help in having it all together.
I was like, people got it all together. They appear to have it all
together. Exactly. Who appear? Let me clarify that.
Okay.
Yeah. Because let's talk about this.
Oh, what?
So I read Becoming by Michelle Obama.
Right, me.
Huh?
I said me. Go ahead.
Okay. Yes. So I read it, and there's a part in it where she mentions that she was working, she had the kids, she had the housekeeper, then she hired a chef and something else. And I was like, what you doing? Like, I'm being honest.
Right.
That was my initial response. What you doing? You got all this help. Like, what you doing? And then I realized that's your issue, not hers. Number one. Number two, who am I to tell somebody else how to run their house? Number three, she's Michelle.
Yeah.
But I had to check myself to realize that having help does not mean that you're weak. I think of people who have help as being super affluent. You reach a certain stature, and then you might have some additional help. Like Beyonce got the nannies and the housekeeper and all that stuff, but she be on the stage. So I expect her to have that kind of stuff, But then I'm like, I wrestled with even getting a housekeeper for my own house. I know people who do, but I thought, okay, let me get somebody who could help every now and then. And I still have not pulled the trigger
Right.
Because I'm just like, well, let me get it all together first. And then I'm serious.
I
And
know you are.
call them so that way it's already together and they kind of know what this is. And I can't have stuff out because, you know, then they don't know where it goes. It's a whole mind fuck. I totally recognize that.
So it's a mentality.
Yeah. And then part of me is like, it's me and my daughter. If we can do the damn laundry, then, or clean our own house, then what's wrong with us? But then I'm like, my time is so
Mm.
broken up at this point that
Breakthrough, come out. Come on, let's go.
no,
Yes.
no. There's a
Yes.
project in Louisville that's going on. I'm not going to get into a whole lot of detail about it, but with that, normally I would t-shirt, shorts, bring my little stuff, and I clean this, project and do a lot of the work myself. This time, even though I'm still project managing,
Mhm.
I am hiring help for these things because I'm just like, I can't do it all there. So one day I'll have somebody hit these baseboards, but until then,
I would like that. I will say this on the flip side, I grew up with someone cleaning our house, believe it or not. And this is without giving all the, at first it was like a family member. Mom was a single mom for quite some time. So this, before we moved to Nashville, it was a family member that like volunteer, older family member that was doing it. Then I remember mom had someone else had come in. She did it for a while. We moved here. And then we have the late, like I'm in middle school, and it wasn't to get me out of doing housework. I still, had chores, but we had somebody to come. Let me not say we because I don't pay no bills. Right. My mama and them had somebody come and clean. So I kind of grew up with that, but it wasn't meals. It really was to come and clean the house.
Yeah.
So I think obviously when things are modeled for you,
of course.
So whatever, mom and I didn't have any conversations as to why, but it was just displayed for me so that mom could focus on other things, or she could do, not to say because it wasn't like she was there just sitting on the couch watching TV. You know what I mean? It was like, this one thing I'm willing to expense, have them do so I can do something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, and it's a mindset. I know. And it's like I said, we still did like fill in the gaps. It wasn't like she was there all the time, but mom, we could have somebody. I grew up with somebody cleaning the house.
So my childhood was Saturday morning.
Yeah.
I got it going. Yeah. And I was not Cinderella.
Right.
None of those things. But dusting, vacuuming our home was my job. Dishes was my job until, of course, I went away and got to college and all those things. It was just understood, like kids did the chores. My mother, of course, took part in the chores as well. I'm not thinking that she didn't, but she did. But I remember very vividly that a friend of mine, one of my childhood friends, used to come over, and she was like, "Can you come outside yet?" And I'm like, "Not yet." And she would come and help me dust so I can get outside faster because she didn't have chores at her house. So she was just like, "What are you doing?" Yeah. So, and even here, with my daughters, I did not do the exact same thing. There are days where they know, boom, boom, all hands on deck. We gotta get this together, But my kids are spoiled, like most kids nowadays are. My kids are spoiled, and I always had them focus on homework first. There were many nights where chores and homework collided, and I would be up late into the evening trying to get things done. The older I got, of course. Yeah. Probably because I'm on the phone with my boyfriend, let's be honest. I probably was procrastinating and doing some fast stuff that I wasn't supposed to do, but then got behind. But so don't put that on my mother, because my mother's a good mommy. But for my kids, they always had homework first. I realized that as they got older, I started getting played because they were like, "Got this homework." And I'm like, all right. So yeah. I want my children, and I've said this before, I want my children to not be strong Black women. I want them to have strength, but I want them to also have the freedom to be carefree.
Mhm.
I'm not going to go as far as another friend who said, another acquaintance who said that she wants her child to grow up without the trappings of white gaze.
Mm.
Um, we live in America. You have to be aware of where you live. I mean, I just think that that's not
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
but I want you to be aware of it, but not restricted by it. There's a difference.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But back to the rest. I'm gonna work on rest and I'm gonna work on joy and I'm gonna work on all those things.
Hey, we're all a work in progress, and I'm here to help. You're here to help me, so we
Yes,
help each other. And the Go Ladies Nation, we help each other.
exactly. And how all this came about, we dropped the episode yesterday, talking about, Texas and shootings and America's American. And I'm a little harsh sometimes. And I said,
Uh-huh. I was
I said, I don't care about the fallacy of self-care
Mhm.
or the fallacy of, protect your peace.
Right.
And that word choice probably wasn't the best because both of those things aren't fallacies, right?
Mhm.
Both of those things are very much so needed. However, to clarify that statement, I think that we sometimes get lulled to sleep
Mhm.
by protect your peace. You ain't got to look at it. Don't worry about it. And it almost becomes a sleight of hand. So therefore, if I see something bad coming and I immediately go, protect my peace, I ain't gonna look. I
Mhm.
never have to deal with this nor make changes to change the world around me. I just get to focus on survivor or whatever else I'm focused on.
Right. Right.
So I want people to act in
Mhm.
this situation. Once you have acted, take a break. Or even take a break to gather yourself, but then act. But
Mhm.
don't lose the action aspect
Right.
of
Right.
things,
Yeah. Yeah.
we have to act. We can't just be ostriches and take my piece, my head in the sand, and
Right. Yes.
yeah, put your head in the sand around here, you get your ass shot. So at this point, because we shoot people every day. So
Listen. Well, it kind of goes back to, for me, like when we even started this podcast, kind of, I'm aware of what's going on, but I will step back. That's
yeah.
not bad for me. Um, Hearing when the shooting happened, listening to all the stuff unfold, all of that, I took a break and I put on Beyonce's Homecoming because I need it's such a heavy day. And I'll admit I have the privilege, unlike those who, were killed,
Mhm.
unfortunately, to be able to do
Right.
that. So for me, I need, because it was just late into the evening, the president gave his remark, and I'm like, I don't want to go to bed on this. Like, I need something. So I'm dancing at Coachella with Beyonce real quick, just to recalibrate,
Yeah.
and get myself together. But that was how I chose to spend the remainder of my evening, knowing that we'd be talking about it on the pod. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, it's a long game. So yeah.
I am in the middle. I know the high level,
Hmm.
who, what, when, where, and why.
Yeah.
I am purposely not going into individual stories of children.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's just, I don't want to hear, I know, not that I don't want to hear. I do not have the capacity
Hmm.
to hear about, individual children and how they were all sweet and loving and, all these good things about kids, which we're going to hear,
Right,
and
right, right.
their lives are cut short.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't carry that with me. And so I just cannot
Yeah.
do that. So there are certain things that I just won't know about this. I won't know the individual names of those children because that's going to be too much for me.
Right.
But I can promise you that I will do something on behalf of all of them.
Right.
So
Right.
that's the action part.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
We were talking about all of that. Ease. There are two videos. One was shared with us. Neysa's gonna do her homework so we can be more
Yeah.
exact later. It was like a GMA extra. I think it was just online only. And the correspondent talked to, I don't know, hopefully many of you are familiar with the NAP ministry. I know, I love it. I'm like, oh my God, this is just so amazing. Um, but the Nat Bishop, if you will, she was on there. And then there was a transgender activist who was on the panel. And then there was a psychiatrist who was also on the panel just to talk about mental health for Black women. And yeah, the conversation went a lot of places. So it was, yeah. But it all in all was to the theme of just sisterhood. So yeah, we'll revisit that one. But when we go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think I'll drop that link in the bio for this one, so that way somebody else can check it out and see it as well. So thank you, Andrea, for sharing that with us.
Andrea,
Friend of the pod.
Absolutely. And then I shared the one Neysa loves, and hopefully we'll get to work something up for y'all to learn about. But yes. I don't know if you saw of course I'm gonna get the names wrong, but the dinners. So there were 3 dinners. It was a YouTube original. Mary J. Blige hosted one, Tabitha Brown and Saweetie hosted the other. So those 3 people hosted dinners, and they had their own guests, which were celebrities as well. And then they had a chef. Celebrity chef. Yeah. So the dinners were going on at the same time. They talked about, obviously, the food looked really good.
Yeah.
The food looked good. The outfits looked good. The melanin looked good. Everything lit.
They were well lit.
Hello, you gotta light us, which they talked about. So yeah, they had, what I really liked about it, it was very intimate dinners. It was like 6 to 8 women, not large, but just all at the table. They had scrolls that they would read from, which were topics for the table. So each person would take a turn reading or asking the question that was on the paper. Right. And it just went from there. So yeah.
I love it. I mean, there's different variations of this that we've seen on other, YouTube channels or other things that we've, just seen throughout the years. I think back to Oprah's Legends Ball, which is, I promise you, once a week.
That's your jam.
It's my jam. Yeah. Pearl.
I know.
Yes. But I love the communion of Black women. Mm-hmm. I love even the communion of women when it's people I like, my good friends,
that's real.
I have a diverse friend group, so
yeah.
But I love that about us, and I love that, and we don't nearly have that enough. Mm-hmm. We just don't. I know that's something that's normally missing from my life. Not that I don't have great friends, but my friends are as ambitious as I am.
Your friends are amazing.
My friends stay on the go. And so it's like, okay, stop. We're going to see each other on this day, and we make it work. And during those times, it's like you get to recharge your batteries, because I say this often, in a world that is not always soft for Black women, in a world of white maleness as the standard, and you are neither one of those things. Sometimes it can be hard to find your footing. You can be hard to even recognize yourself in places, especially as you move up and become one of the few, one of the only, depending on where you are. And so to find those spaces where you can come and let your hair down, and you can be celebrated, and you can just share, and other people are like, girl, me too, and that you feel like you're not crazy all the daggone time. I don't have to explain these bundles today and my wash and go tomorrow.
Honey.
Or my butt's the norm. Come on now.
That quick weave I had, they were in shock and awe.
See?
My place of work. How'd you do it? Oh my God.
Exactly.
Oh my God, bless it. Yeah.
And so just, those type of things, those spaces are so needed.
Oh my God.
And it's like the balm in Gilead. Let me lay down right here. It's just what you need. And so, yeah, I enjoy those and I look to have more of those. And like Faith said, we're working on a few things on behind the scenes. So hopefully we can bring you some different ways to engage us as we look to expand the mark and expand the conversation and bring you along for the journey. This ain't just for me and you. I love you, but it ain't just for me and you. You know, I believe in lifting as we climb. So let's all go.
What Neysa said.
Hate you into that.
No.
A little verbose sometimes. I try not to be, but
You do the shake. I love the shake of the hair. That's my favorite thing you do.
first it was the hands.
I like all of it. I'm here for, because for me, it's about creating safe spaces. You can be you. I'm nuts. Y'all know that. Those of you that don't like it, kick rocks. But I love that about my sister circle. Like there's no judgment. You know, I'm cuckoo. I have a good time, but I don't feel like, oh, I can't. Those spaces are important to me. They're very sacred too. You know, so yeah.
Cool. So yeah. So look, I'm
What?
not gonna hold you long. We dropped 2 episodes in 1 week. I hope that everyone takes a moment to take a rest, including myself. I said including myself. See, I'm talking heartfelt and used to
I'm sorry.
take a moment, take a rest, including myself. And apparently Faith's gonna be in the streets all weekend. So I look forward to hearing all about it.
Yeah, you'll get some content.
I know. Your friends, your other friend circle, stay on the content. So
I don't be doing reels, Neysa. Really?
you do.
I
I didn't say you don't be doing content. I said your other friend circle stays with the content.
Okay.
Don't make that face. Look, I go places, and I forget to make content.
Supposed to do the content.
I know. I forget to make content. And look, I hate that even the term making content. I forget to document what I'm doing when I'm out and about.
Right, you do.
I just be out and about.
Which is good too. We've talked about being in the moment, but for
I'm in the moment and I'm present in the moment.
For the sake of this, though,
I know, and so I have to do better about taking people along on the journey because I just be in the moment.
Yes.
However, there is a group that Faith rolls with that documents their morning poop to when they first get to go to bed.
I mean, there's some that
yes, they are much more social savvy and live for the socials, and
that's their business.
And I can learn things from them because I need to do better.
Sure.
I need to do better. So yeah.
That's fair.
I know. It's no shade. It's just very different. There are 2 very different ideologies. And so
yes. And some of those people are younger too.
True.
That's Yep.
That's true.
That's a part of it.
Yeah.
You know what we didn't talk about? You can edit this however you want.
Okay.
We didn't talk about the Juneteenth. Oh, you're making a face. Okay, yep, there you go. We've talked about it. We didn't talk about the ice cream.
We'll talk about it.
Girl, we're real quick. We can, since it's current-ish. Or no, we don't have to. We can talk about it closer if you want. No,
they discontinued it, remember?
Yeah, they discontinued the ice cream.
So let's go. Since y'all here, we here, let's go.
Okay, let's go.
What are your thoughts, Faith?
My thoughts. Okay, my real thoughts.
I might make this an extra, just like pull it out.
That's fine. I wish it wasn't made a federal holiday. Those are my honest thoughts. For me, it's we can't have nothing. That's immediately what even with all of it, I was like, we just can't have nothing. Everything, like I'm waiting for the flyer to come out for the club, kind of how they do with MLK. MLK for
all Black weekend.
Like, I'm just Juneteenth, especially for those in Texas, it really is. And it's not lost on me for people in Texas, really how sacred that is for them and the celebrations of it. And to see the commercialization of it, and it's just, I was like, we can't, this FUBU. Can we have something? Just something. So yes, the ice cream, totally inappropriate. I don't know who, nobody was at the table, right? That's always the conversation we have. Who was in the room? Who was at the table? That got approved multiple times. That didn't just go through probably level. That was, yep. So yeah, discontinued now, but then there's like the picture out there floating, and I don't have it verified or confirmed, of like the party supplies, Juneteenth plates and napkins, and I'm just like, oh my God. But I'm not surprised. I knew it was coming.
Exactly.
Not surprised. That doesn't mean I have to like it, but not surprised. That's my take.
Look, we commercialize anything. It's a capitalist society.
We
We're
do,
gonna
yes.
make money off of anything.
Absolutely.
The federal holiday doesn't bother me here or there. Like, it wasn't something we really did in Kentucky. Look, it just really wasn't.
Right.
But I understand it, and again, I recognize the significance of it.
Yeah.
My issue is this. Don't give me ice cream if your board of directors, your senior leadership isn't diverse. Don't give me paper products if you don't have a program to make sure that there's equity and really DEI strategies in your company.
Yeah.
Don't give me a federal holiday, but take away voting rights.
Yeah.
Don't do a bait and switch with me. I asked, it's like me, Faith, I would really, really, really like a prime rib with mac and cheese and a salad with champagne vinaigrette and a drink fleur-de-lis from J. Alexander.
Yeah.
Don't come to me with a Whopper talking about
June.
here's a Whopper. If I'm hungry, of course, I'm thankful for the Whopper.
Right.
But what I asked you for was prime rib.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And even beyond, that analogy is not even the best, but it's like, if I do the work, and we've done the work for centuries here in this country, and we are owed X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And you was like, yeah, I know you did the work for 400 years. Whoop, whoop, thanks for building this country. However, we got Juneteenth.
Right.
Yeah. I asked you for.
I didn't
asked for 40 acres and a mule.
Yep.
I asked for voting rights protections.
Yeah.
I asked for stuff to be cut out of history in schools as we're being cut out right now.
Hello.
You have to whitewash history like you didn't do the shit that you did.
Yeah.
You know? And so all those things, I'm asking for, student loans to be taken away, and, fair housing practices.
Yeah. But here go Juneteenth, girl.
Here go Juneteenth, girl. So that's really how I feel about it. And, I appreciate, like, even with Target that has the Black History Month stuff, I enjoy seeing it in the mainstream because it's beyond your school Black History program. And that's, so I do enjoy seeing that. And I recognize that Target also partnered with Black creators to make sure that they're not just capitalizing on it, but give people a step, so I appreciate that. But this whole ice cream thing, and I'm like, who decided on red velvet was the international Black people flavor?
Hello. I mean, just
pound cake, peach cobbler, something else, banana pudding, something.
Mr.
The pie.
Well, that was like with Black History Month and Bath and Body Works with them candles.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay. Like you said, I like Target profiles and will highlight Black-owned companies. Where is this going to Black companies?
Exactly.
No, it's not. It's going to the Walton family. Like,
exactly.
Like, uplift those brands. Here's the whatever Black owned, but yeah, don't miss me with that. Anyway.
So that's our Juneteenth conversation.
Juneteenth. I'm gonna be out. Juneteenth is also Father's Day for those of you that celebrate that. So I plan to be out, of course, for Juneteenth. There are lots of different celebrations here, so looking forward to it.
Invited to a celebration, so
you are?
I'll be attending a celebration.
Are you gonna get video of it?
I don't know.
Okay, we done. Yeah, have a good night.
Okay. This celebration offline.
Oh, okay. Oh Lord, y'all, Jesus.
All right.
God bless y'all.
Everything about my business. So I will talk to you.
That's true. Everything not your business. Because
Exactly.
why is your business, not ours?
Exactly. So, yep. We'll talk
Okay,
about it
well,
later.
Juneteenth. Fight the power.
Yes. Rest. Enjoy your Juneteenth. Even though it'll be here before Juneteenth. So y'all rest, chill. So bye.
Go, ladies.